Hello, everybody. I'm sure most of us have been into this situation when we were feeling nervous, worried, sweating, and also feeling the stage fright, thinking what the jury members might tell us or ask us after our scientific presentation, like, the sort of questions, and also thinking what sort of grades they are going to give us after our scientific presentation ends. And this is a situation that most of us are put into the beginning of our scientific career, and this continues to go on as we start getting into the conferences, start presenting in the international conferences. So, today's video is about scientific presentations. In today's video, I'm going to discuss with you about one of the format for scientific presentation that I personally follow. So, I will give you the list of the slide headings that I intend to follow. Before moving on to the format, I want to mention three very important things. The first thing here is that it's very important to know your audience, because ultimately the goal of presenting your scientific work is to deliver the knowledge and make others understand the significance and the relevance of your scientific work. So this is very important to know your audience, because your audience can range from somebody who has no knowledge into the field to somebody who's an expert into the field, and you see here that the range is so wide. So knowing your audience can make your presentation or break your presentation. Make sure that you know your audience before forming your presentation. The second thing that matters here is to have a very structured and organized talk. Because if your talk is structured and organized, then people will find interest in your talks. Well, the third point is really the most important point, is to put your research work into a storyline. So, having a storyline literally helps you to deliver your presentation in an interesting manner and also makes you learn more. So, storytelling is one of the very important aspects of scientific communication, and scientific communication could be done in different ways, but scientific presentation is one of the key ways through which we communicate science. So now I think it's time to get into the format of the scientific presentation that I tend to follow most of the times. Before I begin with this, I would like to mention here that you could use this format for your bachelor thesis presentation, your master thesis presentation, presenting a specific study at a particular conference or some other place. Also, when you're trying to present an article for your journal club. So this particular format could be applied to such situations. Well, now begin with the format. So the first one is the title slide. This is a very redundant one, but you have to have one title slide. The second one is to have an index slide, but I'm not too much in the favor of this. I usually don't have an index slide because, given the limited amount of time that you get during your presentations, most often we don't want to spend our time and waste our time on this index slide. It's good to give an overview to the jury members about your presentation format, but I guess so, like, they are kind of aware of this, and especially if you're following this format, most of the scientific community follows this format, so you don't have to tell them the overview of your presentation until and unless it is a very unique approach of presenting your scientific work. Well, now the third one is about introduction. So, introducing your scientific work in terms of giving them a background. So, this could be a background slide or an introduction slide. And then the fourth one is about literature review. During literature review, you can use timelines to tell them about what has been done in the field. I mean, what is the sort of research that has been carried out in this field, and also telling them what is the gap. And then once you tell them about the gap, you can move to another slide, which is the fifth slide about the hypothesis. Now, the sixth slide is going to tell them about the aims and the objectives of your study. The seventh one is about methodology. So, the methodology that you've followed in your scientific research. The eighth one is about results, and ninth one is about discussion. In the discussion slide, make sure that you discuss about the results that appeal to you, not just discussing all the results, because then you don't want to go over them again and again. In the 10th slide, you can explain about the summary. In 11th slide, you can conclude. And for this conclusion, you can just, have sort of a visual display of your conclusion rather than just having sentences after sentences, and make sure that this one is very precise so that the audience has a take home message after you finish your presentation. The 12th slide could be a reference slide because then people can take notes on the important references that you have mentioned in your presentation. And the 13th one is very important as well because you would like to acknowledge the people who have helped you. It could be your mentor, it could be your family who've given you moral support, it could be your friends, or it could be your pet. So, this is all about today's video about scientific presentation, and I've just shared one of the format. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to discuss about the other formats that I follow. This is not a standard format, but many people follow this format. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more updates on PhD, about my life as a PhD student, about well being, about integration between meditation and science. And there are so many more topics that I'm going to come up with. And thanks for watching today's video. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching again.